Well, let's start off by saying I did practice, I did qualifying with no issue. For some reason, when it came to the race, when I hit start, it did not start the pack, ended up leaving without me. I have no idea to this day what happened, but like maybe 30 seconds later, the race ended up starting for me. So when I got started, I was way back, but I didn't give up. Decided to just do the best I can. It ended up taking me about 3/4 of the first lap, about 2+ minutes to even get to where I could get a glimpse of these guys, and I was still pretty ticked off about the way they started because it put me at a real disadvantage, having to work so hard to come from such a far distance, But Bathurst is one of my favorite tracks. It doesn't matter what racing game and sim it is. I feel really confident on it, so I felt like if I just pushed and if I was consistent, that I could at least get up in the pack. I was able to catch up with these guys on the back of the track pretty easily. These straightaways, it was even because it's an online race, but this is a stock car. It wasn't like I did any setup changes to it. My problem is consistency, especially in a race. Like I say, I'll drive fine in practice and qualifying, but when it comes to actual racing, the pressure's on. I end up pushing myself harder than I should oftentimes, and I'll be focused on the driver more than I'm focused on doing the exact same thing I did the lap before. End up making mistakes, especially when I'm pushing hard and trying to get around guys without making contact. A few minor mistakes aside, I was feeling pretty good about my performance considering how far back I started in the beginning of this race, and to be in 5th position by lap 3 with like 9 more laps to go. I figured I had this in the bag. It's just a matter of being consistent. But like I said before, inconsistency is like my number one talent. So it ended up coming to bite me, but it's something I'll eventually work out. Speaking of inconsistency, one coming up cost me dearly. Pushing too hard with this guy, even though I had a lot of time left in the race. Ended up spinning the car and doing some real damage to it. Enough damage where a pit stop was actually required. So here I think I ended up losing like almost a whole lap because of the amount of time it took to repair that damage. At this point, I pretty much figured, well, chance of me catching up that's pretty slim, but I still gave it my all anyway and ran so hard I ended up doing the same thing again up by the same section. Fortunately for this one, the damage wasn't as bad. I thought I could keep racing, but the damage was there and the car was just driving so loose I ended up having to pit right back in. Could not believe it. I figured the race was pretty much over with then, but I'm not the type guy that likes to quit, so I just kept pushing. And by the time I did pull out, I could see the number 1 and 2 car just passing by the actual pit stop. So I said, well, you know what? I'll just race and try to catch up with these guys and see how I compare to them. Now, as bad as this race looked like it was going to me due to my own error and that glitch at the beginning of the game, I actually enjoyed running behind these two. It took me like a lap and a half to even catch up to them. I think actually it may have been 2 laps, but these two guys here had a really good race. He was like right on his tail, wasn't giving them an inch, and the guy that was in front, he wasn't choking. he was running pretty good. But I noticed too how easily I was catching him on the back end of the track. Like I said, up front we were even, but it made it apparent to me that if I had just been consistent, stopped worrying about these guys and focused, drove the way I drove, and practice and qualifying, that honestly I could have easily beat him, I think. But You know, it was still an enjoyable racing. Like I said, I got to see the performance difference in how they were driving those tracks and how I was driving. If I could just correct a few errors, you know, I think I could end up doing really well and get my I rating up. And there were actually a couple of spots where I really could have pushed and gotten past these guys if I wanted to. But like I said, their race was so good, I didn't want to take a chance on pushing too hard, maybe making contact with these guys, causing a wreck between them and ruining their race. I mean, my race was already blown. I'm already a whole lap behind. So I mean, it really didn't matter at this point. It wasn't like I was going to come away with the first or second position anyway. So I decided to stay back in the cut, run my run, watch them race, and if there was an opportunity where I can get past them safely, then I would go ahead and take it. You know, I never think I was really happy with my performances. Well, overall happy with my performances. Anyone who's watched this channel knows I have a curse when it comes to Porsches. It doesn't matter what title it is. If it's a Porsche, I drive horribly. You know, I'm probably not going to make it to the end of the race because I ended up totaling somewhere. And I suck driving Porsches in real life too. But the fact that I ended up finishing the race and finishing where I did, I was still overall happy with it. You know, like I said, you know, just a couple issues I got to clean up, and you know, I think I could be I could bring real contention for some people. I actually do get past these guys at this corner here, but to keep in mind that the reason I end up getting past some and well, so easily and just leaving them at this point is because, remember, I'm a lap behind. I'm a lap behind because I end up trashing my car two separate occasions and had to pit. So, I mean, you know, there's no reason for the push anymore. Their race is done. Now, as bad as I ran, I actually came in third place. Because, like I said, you know, people have problems, they end up quitting. Like I said before in another video, if you're always quitting, you are never going to improve. And that is why I just keep pushing, no matter the adversity. Thanks for watching, guys.